everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Real Podcast, Facebook Live edition. Today, I'm excited to share with you somebody who's I call friend, a client, Nick Roche. How are you today?
Hi, David. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, it's so pumped to have you on the show. You and I have done multiple projects together, and your energy, your passion for life, your love for your kids and your wife and your family, and all the awesome things that you do have been an inspiration for me. And I know I've told you that before, but I just wanted to say that live so people know it too.
Thank you. You're a wonderful, father, husband, and one of the best video guys in the industry as well. So back at you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And obviously, we'll get to it, but I know you and I both share very similar, interests in terms of like books we read, the type of information we consume. So that's another podcast episode. But today I wanted to talk about a little bit about you, so people know who you are. And then the other thing is obviously the most recent project that we had with you, which is really highlighting Newport Coast, which is an amazing community in Orange County. So before I do that, just give us a little rundown of who you are, Nick, if you can.
Of course. So I'm Nick Roche. I've been married 14 years to my wife Fatima. She's my rock. She's my best friend, my better half. We have two amazing daughters, Anise and Briella. Anise is 11, Briella is 4. I'm just blessed. I wake up every day. I just count my blessing. I'm healthy. My family's healthy. Where we live, I get to do real estate as a profession, and just carve out the life that I love to do, and spend time with my family and have balance and just hit the sweet spot of life. So I feel very humbled to be in that spot, and give gratitude every single day for everything that I'm blessed with.
Good man. Yeah, absolutely. And people feel that. I know that. I feel that. I definitely that's very apparent when anybody meets you. So that's awesome. Let's dive into some real estate stuff, because I know we were talking about that before we went live. And how did you get started in real estate?
So I've always had a passion for architecture, homes, high rises, you name it. I've always been very interested in it. And I come from a business and marketing background. So I had numerous businesses, and one thing led to another. And one of my businesses, way back when, wasn't doing very well. So usually, as we all know, sometimes when something don't go the way we want, it's actually the universe, paving another way for us. So I kind of embraced that and right. Thought about it for a while. I thought maybe I should do something different. Thought about getting my real estate license, and did that about 16 years ago. And it's been just it's been a fun career. It's been a career which I take very serious, and I give gratitude to be in it. But it's just been amazing for me to be able to get to do what I love doing, help people buy or sell homes, and just the fun of it, working with different people, doing something different every day. It's just never the same, and it's just been fabulous for me.
Nice. So you said 13 years ago you started?
16. 16.
Wow. Okay. Definitely. Tons of experience there, which obviously translates over to your work. So that's pretty cool. Now, Orange County, you live in Orange County, and you do a lot of high end, but you also, covered other price ranges as well. But you wanted to highlight Newport Coast. Why did you want to do that? Like, what was the goal for that?
Well, I've always loved the area. It's some of the most beautiful coastlines in all of Southern California, as we all know it, and just some of the homes there. They're homes that are they go from $3 million to $35 million. So just to see these homes and be in them and having the opportunity to help someone purchase one or sell one, it's incredible because they're some of the most expensive homes in the world, and dealing with the clients that purchase, these kind of properties is just, it's so much fun, So that's why I kind of focus my business in that area. Also because of the market absorption rate of, properties at that value do move in Newport Coast with a pretty good pace. So not only was it fun for me to do, which is, very important, but as equally as important, is a place that has good amount of turnover. So business-wise, it made sense for me to be there as well.
Nice. And then how are you planning to use the video?
So I kind of hyper focus in certain communities. So I plan to use the video via social media, obviously, or at times when I have listing appointments, I may that are coming up, I'd be able to use that for the appointment and just get it out there. A good informative video as well for other people that are interested in the community but don't know the area really well.
Sure.
So it kind of covers all of it. So it's it's helpful, and down the road, if it kind of links me to a possible client, that's even better.
Great. That's awesome. So let's dive into Newport Coast. I've lived in Southern California my whole life, and I've passed by the coast. Every time it's just, I'm floored with how beautiful it is. What attracts people, to live and work and play here? And I know there's a lot of celebrities that live there, a lot of, high net worth people type there as well. But, what attracts people to live and work and play there?
Great question. So some of the best beachfront, some of the best ocean view properties in all of Southern California are Newport Coast. The beach, there's the beach there is just to die for. One of the most important things is restaurants. The food there is just, there's some spectacular restaurants, so a lot of people go there just to taste some good food, and overall the sense of community. It just has a good sense of community, very family oriented, even though you have a lot of the more distinguished properties, but it's still very family oriented, and a lot of people in Newport Coast embrace family. So that's another thing that that got me want to be interested to also do some business there, because obviously I'm a family guy and I want to work with a lot of other families as well.
Sure.
So it all just made sense. It was a perfect showing for me.
Yeah, and I, my next question was going to be like, is this an area that you farm, and is this an area that you focus in? So obviously you answered that question, and because of the amenities, the lifestyle, the beauty, and then just the architecture, right? Is that a good kind of summary?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all encompassing in one. It's just in my opinion, it's the gem of South Orange County, right along the coast. So, who doesn't like Newport Coast? That's the question that I always ask people.
Yeah, no, it literally, we were the team, we had filmed it and this video for you, and we went to the Crystal Cove Promenade, and we just went in there, grabbed a little snack, and it was crazy how even the section where you eat, just randomly, not random, but not in a restaurant, but just some benches off the way there at the promenade, had some of the most amazing views, like multi-million-dollar views, and that's hard to come by. I mean, just the fact that you buy something even at Trader Joe's or wherever, and you can walk out, and then even your car has a view. So
very true.
That's pretty cool. So we went over a couple key points of interest in filming this video for you. Before we go into some of the key points of interest, let's talk homes. I know you touched on that a little bit. What kind of homes, architecturally, and then just maybe price range?
Yeah, so Newport Coast has a little bit of a Mediterranean flavor from the older properties. The newer ones are more in the contemporary field. Price ranges vary. They go, from $3 million and up to 40 or more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
price ranges are all over the place. There's certain parts of Newport Coast that are basically track communities, and there's parts of Newport Coast that are custom homes up in Crystal Cove. So, you know, and track communities, we're talking, you know, 3.5 million and up. So it's just a really special neighborhood. It's safe. You know, it has basically everything you ever want in a perfect neighborhood. This is basically it.
Yeah, and it's so centrally located to everything, right? So it's like you're what I think it's like 40 miles to LA, 90 miles to San Diego, 10 minutes to the airport.
Yep, you're right by the toll road, right next to PCH. I mean, it's got the perfect location in all of Orange County as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's awesome. I want to get back up there. So, and it's called the Pacific Riviera. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Nice, nice. And is that always been the case, or is this kind of something that new branding that the community kind of put together?
It's kind of a new branding going back about 3-4 years that came around.
Got it. Nice. And tons of open space, right? So we're talking parks, hiking trails. What are we talking about?
Oh yeah, tons of hiking trails, parks. I mean, you name it. Whatever you want to do, you can do it right there, encompassing in one area. So it's almost like being in a different excluded little island or country inside of South Orange County. You know, it's just absolutely magnificent.
And it borders what to the north and to the south?
So to the north, you have Corona del Mar, and to the south, you have Laguna Beach.
Nice, which are also beautiful, beautiful cities.
Of course.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite spots? If you're when you're down there taking a break, or in between listing appointments or whatever, or just taking your family.
You know, I like the Beachcomber. That's really good. Javier's is a good restaurant I like to go eat at. A lot of times my favorite spot is just go park in the parking lot and just look at the water, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what I do. I just go sit back there and just stare at the ocean. It's just so soothing, so calming that you can feel the energy of the water. It's just, you know, it charges you. You know, I as you know, I'm a big energy guy, and I just love being around that stuff.
Yeah. And so we have I'm looking at my notes here. We have Coastal Cove State Park, Morro Canyon and Beach. Like, am I covering all of them there along the coast? What's some of the obviously Beachcomber you mentioned, which is a really cool spot. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, if somebody doesn't know what that is, like it's a really unique little space in between all of this luxurious lifestyle, right?
Yeah, it's like this little area. It looks like it was, carved out from the 1960s, and it's still there, and people always just flock to it, and there's always, a big line, and it's one of those old staples of the community, that's always going to be there, and it's just something that everybody lives in Newport Coast knows where the Beachcomber is, right?
Yeah, and so it's a restaurant. It's they have some shops. Obviously, access to the beach. I actually have been to a couple weddings there. Now, you can also rent out some of these older buildings or older hotels or inns, right?
Correct. And you have Pelican Hill right around the corner, obviously. People go there oftentimes if they're buying or selling a home. They may stay there for a week or two if they're in the transitional period. They have really nice restaurant there, nice, really nice resort style pool. So it's, amazing views right next to the golf course as well. So it's just so nice. It's almost like a lot of people in Newport Coast stay in Newport Coast, especially people that work from home. They just live in that one little area, and they have everything there that you could possibly want. So it's a well-planned, developed community with a luxury lifestyle.
Yeah, so what I'm looking at here is a clip from the video. So that's Pelican Hill Resort, which is beautiful. We had the opportunity to go there and look at this beautiful place. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine, a more beautiful place. It's a little bit up on the hill, not too much, so you're not far from the beach. And I believe you actually have beach access from there, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so correct. I saw this little section where You know, it's just like guests can walk to the beach from there, or they can take, you know, the trolley. I think they were shuttling people down to the beach if they wanted to, but such a cool spot. And you said you liked a restaurant there?
I do. I do. I'm not much of a golfer, but I do like to go eat there, and we go there sometimes with the family and hang out at the at the pool for the day and just let the kids play in the water. So it's good times.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And speaking of kids, schools, what's that look like? What's the situation for schools?
So they have some of the best schools, obviously, around. Very distinguished. Again, it just makes a community just what it is, right? It starts with this. Obviously, starts with the schools for the family, the community, shopping, parks, trails, golf course, views. Again, everything is encompassing in with a A plus right inside of Newport Coast. It's really a fabulous community, and it's just an absolute gem. And the Pacific Riviera of Southern California really says it all.
Now, if somebody's looking to buy, there in Southern California, Orange County, obviously, like I said, Corona Del Mar is beautiful, Laguna is beautiful, Newport Coast. What would attract somebody maybe here versus those other areas, or even anything coastal, along Southern California?
That's a great question. So all those three cities are very different. So Corona Del Mar is more flat. Laguna Beach is very hilly. Laguna Beach has amazing views also. Newport Coast is, in my opinion, is more geared towards families, right? Okay. So because, you have the neighborhoods are all gated, and good parking, obviously. You have big homes, versus Laguna Beach, for example, a beautiful community. Parking's kind of tight unless you go way up the hill. Homes are closer together. Homes are not all necessarily geared for family. They're more, in my humble opinion, they're geared for views and square footage. Got it. Yeah, and they're all great communities. It's just the preference of the buyer, to where they want to reside. But for families overall, Newport Coast is a little bit more of a better fit if they're comfortable with the price range.
Nice. And price range, would you say there's a wider range in Newport Coast than Corona Del Mar or Laguna? How do those differ?
I would say probably, I wouldn't say a wider range, because Laguna, obviously, you have the, and Corona Del Mar, you have the properties right on the water and going back. So price-wise, there are more expensive homes in Newport Coast, but they're all kind of all over the map. Same thing like Laguna Beach and Corona Del Mar as well. With Newport Coast, again, you have more of family homes that are similar to one another, with the exception of the custom homes, versus Laguna, you could have a $3 million home next to a $6 million property. So Laguna is a little bit more of a mixed bag of properties compared to Newport Coast.
And Newport Coast is a newer community.
It is. It's a planned development community. So it was all planned before it was developed, versus Laguna and Corona Del Mar are much older, and they've been around much longer time, and they weren't really planned prior to development.
Right. So they kind of grew into their own. It wasn't like Newport Coast was master planned. They created what you see there today. Exactly. Got it. Now, I know one last thing I saw in my notes, like we talked about shopping and dining, talked about Crystal Cove Promenade, but can't forget Fashion Island, right? This is a huge fashion, a huge place to go and eat, dine, whatever, shop. But what's really cool, I wanted to mention, is it's not far. I think it's like 5-10 minutes or something. But within that little hub, there's a huge, offices and buildings. So a lot of executives and business owners go there, right? Is that correct? Correct. Doctors as well. Absolutely. So that's kind of the hub for a lot of, executives, as well as a lot of good doctors, in Newport Fashion Island area, all kind of work out of there as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's yeah, it's really just an amazing community, great location, and
Sure.
yeah, we love it there. So I'm very biased towards Newport Coast. So
Man, yeah, all this talking about Newport Coast is making me want to go back, man. So give me back there, man.
all right.
No, that's cool, man. So we're excited that to share this on our channels, and love doing this project together. Always enjoy working with you, Nick. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up? Just kind of about Newport or about yourself or anything else that's exciting that's happening for you and your team.
Oh, thanks. Well, I mean, my philosophy. Obviously, I have a team, and I come from more of a spiritual kind of a team leader, and just to always improve. To always be our highest. Strive to be our highest self. Always have compassion. Come from a place of gratitude, forgiveness, and just do your best. Show up every day. Do what you say you're going to do, and things always work out. So just life is about having, a good balance, loving life and helping others, right? What else is there to talk about?
Right. No, it's so true, brother. It's so true. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you coming through strong for us in terms of giving us great information about Newport Coast. For our viewers who are watching, our listeners, where can they go find out more information about you and your team?
So either my website, nickroshdigroup.com, or my YouTube. Just go to YouTube, put in my name, Nick Roshdi, and you can watch more videos, learn a little bit more about us. And if you have any questions, you can just ping me through the site or the YouTube channel.
Nick Roshdi, you're the man.
Thank you.
Hey, well, I appreciate your time, and I have your website up here. And for those who are watching, be sure to go check out Nick. He's doing some amazing stuff. We're lucky to be part of it when we can, when we're able to, and go check him out. Social media is very active on social media, and especially YouTube. So, Nick, thanks so much for being on the show today, and hope to see you soon.
Thanks, David. Thanks for having me, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other really soon.
Okay, brother. Have a great day.
Thank you.